Move on to Japan, because what happens if you put the world's best-selling handheld game machine in the world's biggest burger chain?
Black DSIs donning the McDonald's M came with unique DS cartridges containing training software.
And Mike, how exactly are they teaching the McD's members with the, was it the
No, I haven't seen that
NSDS
yet.
or something like that?
The DS.
Perhaps someone out there watching this video knows more than we do. But for now, the McDonald's training game is a mystery.
Until now, let's find that shit. Run it.
今年8月、金沢市内のマクドナルドでソーセージエッグマフィンを食べた男性から異物が入って
In the year 2010, McDonald's Japan announced something shocking.
Already
In
watched
March
the
of
rat
that
movie.
year, the company revealed a brand new program to train part-time McDonald's employees, a partnership to create an exclusive piece of software for the Nintendo DS.
Fuck yeah.
This unassuming little cartridge would then go on to become one of the rarest Nintendo DS games of all time. Today, I'll be telling you the story of this legendary game and how, in June of 2020, one of the last known copies disappeared into the hands of an anonymous collector forever.
That's kind of cool, right? If it sold for like
Now,
millions
this
of
program
dollars.
was a big deal for McDonald's Japan. The company claimed that this cartridge would allow them to train new employees in half the time it would usually take. It was a huge investment for the company too. This whole endeavor of manufacturing and distributing these carts was costing them roughly 200 million yen, or $2 million, and that's not even counting the cost of developing the software itself.
He's
While
the
the
prime
title of the
Quingus.
game isn't particularly exciting, the official name is eCrew Development Program, the contents of this cartridge are fascinating. From what little we know, the game was surprisingly robust, with just a ton of personality, lots of custom sprite work, and even some rudimentary 3D.
Looks like
where
shit.
little
It's
boxes
like
the
Papa's
hamburgers
Burgeria. Thanks to be some Belsic.
This game shows trainees how to assemble a quarter pounder with cheese. You can also learn how to cook fries and clean your workstation.
So is there going to be like
I'd
an
say
esports
what little
league
we
for
know,
this game or
because For
something?
the past decade, this game has been completely lost to time.
Thanks
For
for
about
some
10
Frosty.
years now, this unassuming little blue cartridge has been the holy grail for many Nintendo collectors. While nobody knows precisely how many copies were manufactured, estimates range from a few hundred to a few thousand, one thing is for sure, this game—
There is a
if you can even
speedrunning
call
community
it a
for this game?
—is highly sought after.
That's pretty cool.
Now, this tactic of taking something that appeals to the young people of Japan and deploying it as a recruitment tactic is something McDonald's Japan has done many times before. Among the most memorable examples would be this anime-style Join the McDonald's Crew campaign from a few years back, featuring members of popular idol group AKB48.
Hey, fuck
It's so
yeah!
rare, in fact, that it even spawned conspiracy
Going for the
theories
weebs.
that it never existed in the first place. I've come across YouTube comments before claiming that this game is a total hoax and it's just people mixing up
They
some
made it
guilty
work at
PSP
McDonald's
game for
anime?
training
That's
employees
awesome.
and transposing a memory onto McDonald's. And of course, the existence of that Bloomberg news report I showed you at the beginning kind of contradicts the whole "this game is a hoax" theory. But
Thanks to Drive
strangely,
Large Minds,
that
the recent
Bloomberg
West.
news report has remained the closest look we've ever gotten at gameplay for 10 years now.
And Bloomberg's Mike Fern went to McDonald's training center in the heart of Tokyo.
And that game is a little
the
bit
tier one
trickier than it
Hooters,
looks,
but with
actually. If
cats.
you don't get everything exactly right, it won't let you shake your fries. Japan, the only country where McDonald's uses the DS to train staff.
Somehow, in the time since that Bloomberg reporter paid a visit to McDonald's Japan HQ, we have never really gotten a close look at the game, and nobody has really gotten
like
their hands on the
Chubby
cartridge, or at least everybody who has
Thanks
gotten
for
their hands on the
Subsep.
cartridge has kept it completely to themselves. Or at least that was the case until December 2018.
Yeah, let's get it.
When
Oh,
a user on assemblergames.com named Code1038 made the following post announcing
So they
he'd
can
gotten
emulate
his
it, I
hands on the
bet.
game. Hello guys.
thanks to Prime
I
Rams
found this
and
very rarest
Hio.
cartridge a year ago, and I'm still at same point. I can't reach hidden menu to see 3D Burger and play games. I've tried with famous Japanese speaker to enter in it, but unfortunately, I need a code. I've made this little video what I can do. Help needed. Now maybe you're confused, so
I
I'll
am.
explain.
I am very confused.
Code1038 on this forum, also known as Coddy Trentuit on
Thanks to Tier 1
YouTube,
Broseph.
had actually gotten his hands on a copy of this coveted game. However, and here's the incredibly intriguing part, he had been stuck for years on the title screen because the title screen
Oh, man.
required a password.
Just guess. It's
Cody
McDonald's.
included a video
Guess like
directly
pain
from
or
his copy of the game
something.
showing the issue. And sure enough, this gameplay video, the only gameplay video we have of the McDonald's training game, is only 2 minutes long because he couldn't get past the title screen. And while it's only 2 minutes long, what's in those 2 minutes is unbelievably intriguing. First off, there's this.
How is it
amazing
unbelievably
opening
intriguing? It's just a dog shit game. Oh, never mind. I take it back. This looks kind of fucking awesome. Thanks to the 2 gift subs.
And then there's my personal favorite part, the incredible main menu music, which,
Appreciate it, man.
if you listen closely, you'll note is a reorchestrated chiptune interpretation of the classic McDonald's ba-da-ba-ba-ba jingle. Just listen.
This actually sounds kind of fucking great. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to play now. Damn.
But tragically, this was all Cody could see. Even though he owned the cartridge, he could only watch
he
that
live for the
title
drumming
screen and get
nights,
to that
Nancy?
main menu over and over, and had been stuck there, according to him, for a year. Now, this in and of itself is extremely weird. The idea of a Nintendo game cartridge with a unique password to lock out unintended players is already very unusual.
Thanks, Clanks.
But the fact that this functionality was built into what is also arguably the single rarest Nintendo DS game ever manufactured made the whole thing even more intriguing. Now, making things even trickier is the fact that Cody refused to share the contents of the cartridge.
No!
In the comments of his video, and all over the internet, people have begged him to dump the game.
Please,
The comments
Cody,
on the video
Jesus
are now
Christ,
off, but
I need
in
it.
this video by the YouTuber Blame It On Jorge, you can see somebody asking Cody to please dump the ROM and him saying, smiley face, that's illegal, smiley face. Even going back to his initial forum thread, Cody said, P.S. I can't share ROM. And when another user insisted that Cody dump the cartridge, he stood firm. Quote, law is law, and I've already stuff for dumping. Sharing is still illegal by law, and I'm very strict for this point. I've bad personal experience about illegal download. I'm working with people who are very strict about information sharing. In other words, Cody would not be dumping the cartridge and distributing it online, so picking the game apart inside the software and looking for the password was not going to be an option. Now, while researching all this, I reached out to a video game conservationist and translator named Samuel Messner to ask him about this phenomenon. Why do collectors keep these one-of-a-kind games hoarded for themselves?
What? That's a dumb question.
This is an issue that is a bit hard to dodge, because whenever you've got something that's valuable, the only thing that's going to drive you to do anything that decreases that value is altruism and you know,
thanks to the 20 yen, but
idealism,
no,
right?
Can't do that.
And you know, personally, I'm very much an idealist, so that's what I would do. But
Thanks to Prime
some
Scar.
people, you know, are not very into the idea that things they have in their collection would suddenly be worth so much less.
Now, despite Cody's insistence on not sharing, the members of the now-defunct Assembler Games forum did their very best to help him out. They translated the
It's not like he would get prison time. McDonald's might go after him, who knows?
He uploaded, attempted to contact
They're kind of like
Japanese game
Nintendo of the
collectors for
fast
help,
food world.
and nothing. They came up completely empty-handed. Eventually, the forum shut down, and the quest hit what looked like a permanent dead end.
Oh, maybe, Taz. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well, Taz. And yeah, I can check that out.
Now, for over a year, this was where the story ended. There was no real movement on Cody's hunt to get access to this game. But then, in June of 2020, just a few months ago, there was an enormous development.
Oh,
Over on
yeah, let's
Yahoo
get it.
Auctions Japan, a seller by the name of Nanvata0122 was selling a copy, an actual copy, of the McDonald's training game. And that would have been exciting enough on its own, but the thing that made this auction really special is that from the photos you could tell that whoever this mysterious person is who was selling the game actually had the password. In all the photos of the game, you could see it being played. There was actual gameplay on the screen. This person had the password that Cody needed, the password for this specific cartridge, which was completely unprecedented. Now the thing is, Nanvata0122 clearly knew what this was worth, because they listed this auction at a whopping 345,000 yen, the equivalent of about 3.5 thousand US dollars.
To be honest, if this is the only copy in the world, that's like a decent ask for it, I think.
Very rare game and the equally rare matte black McDonald's logo branded DSi, including
I thought it was gonna be like 30
the
grand,
code
300
required
grand
to boot
even.
the game up. For the very first time in 10 years, there was finally a path forward. A way for the world to finally see what
McDonald's
secrets the
Greed
Japanese
Island.
McDonald's training
Yeah.
game had, but there was an enormous 350,000 yen roadblock in the way.
Thanks to the bits, Downey.
Coddy reappeared now on a new forum called Obscure Gamers and posted, "I found a guy on Yahoo Auctions Japan who has full access to menu. I need someone to contact him and get access." But, of course, that never happened. No one was able to reach out to Nanva0122.
What?
And
Why?
besides, there's no way this person would be giving up this password. And then the auction just sat there for weeks, with seemingly no one willing to fork up the cash
Really?
for this very, very, very rare game.
Gamers give $3,000 to
Until
fucking
July
League of
9th
Legends
at
a
9
week.
PM Japan time.
They won't do it for
And
a
then
one-of-a-kind
anonymous person
game?
Placed a sniper bid at the last second, won the game, and then vanished.
You son of a
That was
bitch!
4 months ago now.
Why?
And ever since that auction ended, nobody has stepped forward as the owner of this game.
What a piece
In
of shit!
2020, one was put up for sale on Yahoo Japan auctions with one of the
Hey,
trading
series of awesome
cartridges
fan
and sold
Barnacle
for
Boy.
the equivalent of around $3,200.
Most people
Sure,
have
yeah.
just assumed
Yeah,
that it
that's
went into the
easy.
hands of a private collector,
course.
someone who's as fascinated as
He's
you
a
and
prime
I
Egyptian.
about Nintendo history, who has no intention of ever sharing this precious gem with the outside world.
Thank you so much,
Seemingly, this
Micro.
person was
Appreciate the long
perfectly
time of
content to
watching.
just enjoy this game themselves and never let us see what the gameplay looked like. Just as quickly as it had appeared, the game had once again vanished. And so too had the world's only opportunity to actually experience the game.
But we are barely even into this. What?
And until now, this has been where this story ends. An unsatisfying and predictable outcome that honestly paints a pretty grim picture of the state of video game preservation. But I'm here to tell you that there's more to this story.
Jornada.
A lot more. Because, viewer, I've been keeping a secret from you.
I have
See,
it.
the person who placed that bid, the person who
It's me!
won that $3,500 auction for the McDonald's DS game, the person who now
This is
owns the
actually really
only copy
cute.
with the
I like
password
that.
included, that person is me.
I really like this guy actually treated it like a fucking anime. This is good. Alright, I like that a lot.
All right, let's back up. 4 months ago, I received a comment on one of my videos saying you have to make a video about the lost Japanese
Resub
DS
Druid.
game made for McDonald's employees. And while I don't normally solicit video ideas
I
from
can
my
check it
YouTube
out too,
comments,
sure.
this idea immediately hooked me. I had no idea that this cartridge existed, and the
And
more I looked into
sometimes
it, the
Zelda,
more
yeah.
fascinated I became by this whole thing. It wasn't long before I found myself on a forum thread where one user said, "I found an auction, but it's too darn expensive, it ends on Thursday." The thing is, when I came across this thread, it was already Thursday. Frantically, I clicked the auction link, and there I was staring down a copy of the game I had just spent an entire night researching, and there were just 30 minutes left. For that entire half hour, I was just pacing in front of my desk, trying to decide whether
This is actually really fucking
I
cool.
kept talking myself into it, and then talking myself out of it over and over, and then finally, I caved. With 2 minutes left on the auction, I clicked the place bid button and saw this. Turns out the website I was using had a 300,000 yen limit on my account, and the auction was seconds away from ending.
Holy
And as I
fuck,
watched it slip
why?
away, I was pretty bummed out, but also kind of relieved that this temporary insanity that had taken over me
God
hadn't driven
damn
me
it.
to spend a preposterous amount of money on a piece of McDonald's employee trading software from Japan.
Well, now I'm not as impressed.
With the auction over, I refreshed the page, curious to see if some other last-minute bidder had swooped in and stolen it. And lo and behold, that's when I realized that the auction had been set to automatically relist. This meant that I now had 6 whole days
Yeah!
to plan to get this thing.
Woo!
Now maybe you've noticed that when
McDonald's
it comes to
DS
placing the
game, let's
actual
go!
bids, I'm not doing it through Yahoo Auctions Japan directly. I'm doing it through another website called Bai. That's because most sellers on Yahoo
This has
Auctions
so many
Japan
twists.
do not offer international shipping. And that's where Bai steps in. In essence, they allow international customers like you and me to shop
Thanks,
directly for
Resub.
items on Yahoo Auctions Japan, Mercari, Rakuten, and a ton of other
I guess it's
Japanese
hard to
online
explain,
retailers.
Julian.
The way Bai works is that these items you buy are then
Wait, is this
shipped
an
to
ad?
Bai's warehouse, packed together in one package, and then shipped
It's an
to you
ad!
all as one big thing to save you time, hassle, and a lot of money.
What a stealth ad!
Now, I've partnered with Bai before on videos, like for this unboxing of a ton of Japan-exclusive Super
I'll let it
Mario
ride at this
Mario
point, fuck
items.
it.
But this was different. This time, I was going to be asking them a way
you,
bigger
Tier 1
question.
Sark.
I wanted to know if there was any chance
They give
Bai
sub
would be willing to help me
Weiler.
out and assist me in securing this historic video game. Amazingly, they said yes.
Woo! Let's go!
Now, I can't tell you how happy I was when Bai said
This is a
yes
fucking
to this
roller coaster.
And with their help, I placed the bid.
And that's when
waited,
Elon Musk
and then
tweeted
won the
about me.
auction. However,
Right before being blown
there's
up in a
still
Tesla.
one enormous hurdle left to clear. See, it's still 2020, and over the summer, as a temporary precaution due to current world events, Japan actually halted shipping in or out of the country. See, Japan's primary mail provider is Japan Post, and Japan Post had an
And this video is also sponsored by Japan
they
Post.
were forbidding all mail to be sent or received from, and included on that
Thanks to
list
Prime Tandor.
was my home country, the United States of America. This posed an enormous problem. I needed to devise a way to somehow get this game out of Japan at a time when
He
mailing
flew to
things in and out of
Japan!
Japan was strictly forbidden. Out of
He-
options and
he
desperate
got
for some
smuggled
sort of
in by the
resolution,
Yakuza?
I knew what I had to do.
Yep, I bet
It's
that's
not
what it
you
is.
think. See, normally in a situation like this, my solution, as you probably could have guessed if you've seen my other videos, would be to go to Japan and secure the package myself.
Yep,
But not only
naturally.
has Japan halted all mail in or out of the country, they've also halted all
Thanks to
tourism
Prime
in
Chime.
and out of the country. So there was no way I'd be
Hey,
getting
no,
in.
I said yes, yeah.
So I'm sure you can understand my predicament here. I effectively
you.
had to figure
Sleep
out a
well.
way to book a flight to Tokyo in search of answers at a time when booking a flight to Tokyo in search of answers is literally against the law. Luckily, I had an ace up my sleeve.
Oh, baby.
See,
An
around this time
international
last year,
crime
my younger
circuit.
brother Mark actually moved to Tokyo to go to university. And while all foreign residents of Japan, including people with student visas, have been forbidden from leaving and re-entering the country during
He
the
set
pandemic,
sail to the
my
Grand
brother had just
Line.
been granted special permission to head back to the
going
United
for the
States
One
a few
Piece
weeks
McDonald's
for
treasure.
a mandatory medical checkup. And by the way, just to reassure you, he got his checkup and everything's fine. So here's my idea. If I could
I know,
somehow
Ginjo, it's crazy.
get this game into Mark's hands before his flight back to America, he could theoretically smuggle the McDonald's DS out of Japan in his luggage and the package would be secure. Now, for whatever reason, I felt a real sense of urgency
Yeah.
with this mission.
Well, of course.
Blame It on Jorge's video that mentioned this McDonald's game had shined an enormous spotlight on it, and I couldn't shake the feeling that someone else might beat me to the punch on this. Now, a couple weeks after winning the auction, the item finally arrived at Bai's warehouse, but I was really running out of time. By this point, it was July 28th, and my brother's flight to America was just 3 days away. An incredibly narrow window to get this thing delivered. So if this item didn't arrive quickly, this plan was
This
doomed.
game probably fucking sucks
For
too
two
after all
very
this effort. It's just
stressful
one
days,
level.
This possibility hung over my head that after
You just
all this
cook
work,
french
after
fries
all the
for
money we'd
2
spent,
minutes.
and after everything else had lined up so perfectly, a simple scheduling issue could unravel this entire plan. Then, on July 30th, I got this Discord message from my brother.
Package secure. Oh, baby.
The package had been secured.
Hey, that's what I said. Fuck yeah.
So while I was packing up my stuff to get ready to
Thanks to Resub Trench
return to America
Burzu.
here in a few days, I am pretty sure that I heard a certain package arrive at my doorstep, so we're gonna go check that out.
Don't tease me, Mark. Where is it? I know what's there. It's the wrong game.
Not only is the inside of this cardboard box an incredibly rare, one-of-a-kind...
All of a sudden, the Men in Black repel through his window, fucking tase him, steal the package.
Of the McDonald's Corporation.
So I'm gonna be very careful opening this. You know, who knows what kind of, like, this could be bugged. Maybe I could have the McDonald's corporate team busting down my door with
That's what I was
riot
saying.
shields any second now.
That's what I was thinking. Oh my god.
Goodness.
The sacred relic?
Barely
No,
a day
don't tease
left
me.
Before his flight, Mark safely packed the McDonald's DS into his enormous blue suitcase, and soon he was on his way to Tokyo's Haneda airport.
He gets stopped at the airport. He accidentally left his cocaine in the luggage as well. They bust him for drugs and take the DS game. I already see it coming. I already know what's gonna happen.
And to be
Nice
honest with
reset
you,
ball.
the particulars of whether or not Mark would even be
Thanks for
able to
another
leave
20
were
yen. I
kind
don't
of
play
a
Minecraft
big
though,
question
but
mark.
thank you.
Jumping through the hoops to get all the paperwork filled out so that Mark could return home was an enormous hassle, and there was no real guarantee he would even be able to leave, much less get back into the country. Mark entered the airport, and with virtually all flights in and out of Japan canceled due to the pandemic, Haneda's international terminal was a ghost town. Everywhere he looked, seats were blocked off, forbidding people from sitting next to each other, a measure that ultimately proved
Nice reset,
redundant since
Anna.
almost every seat in the airport was unoccupied. Soon, it was time for Mark's flight, and a few minutes later, Mark found himself on board a virtually empty airplane from Tokyo to the United States. Meanwhile, halfway across the world, me and my family were on our way to the airport to go meet Mark and see him for the first time since the pandemic.
Thanks to Tier 1 Morgan.
I was extremely excited. Excited, of course, to
A
see my
large
brother for
black
the first
van
time
pulls
since
up next to them.
2019,
Men in sunglasses
something that
start
seemed
shooting it.
almost impossible to pull off in the midst of COVID, but also excited that
They
the
know.
world would finally get a
The
close
FBI's
look at
on
this
to 'em.
legendary and mysterious game for the first time ever.
This guy knows way too much about the McDonald's training DS game.
We
He's
arrived
too
at the
dangerous to
airport,
be left
masked
alive.
up, and after patiently waiting for what felt like forever, watching handfuls of masked passengers slowly
Lazy
trickle
Tier
out
1
of the gates,
Afroni.
finally,
Resub Space Dust and
we
Bunny
saw
Girl.
him. He had arrived.
Thanks a huge Tier 2,
It's hard to
Dermasio.
overstate how
Thank you.
great a feeling it was to see Mark
Appreciate
again.
that.
The whole situation with travel in Japan had really led me to believe that he may not get
Aw.
to see us this summer at all, and that we may not see him until next year. But in all the excitement of seeing Mark, something slipped through the cracks. Something I didn't realize right away. If I had been looking closely, I would have noticed that the enormous blue suitcase that Mark had packed the McDonald's DS in, he didn't have it.
Yeah, it's probably in the terminal.
You know that your bag is not didn't come? So the bag is delayed. I mistaken.
No! Fuck! Mark! Go back to Japan and get
Explained to me
it!
that due to a baggage snafu with the airline, his luggage had not wound up on his flight home with him. So, I'd be lying if I said that this situation was not terrifying. I mean, here we
There's a
had
Tier 1
this
Pips and a
incredibly
Tier
rare
1
game,
drum bum. Hey
that
man, fuck yeah.
virtually never
I
showed
stuck
up
around
on
in your
auction
stream
sites.
for a
A
little
game
while. I was super
that,
happy to
as
see a
far as I
sword
know,
reaching out.
doesn't exist anywhere
I
else
hope
in the
big
United
things come from
States.
it for
a
you.
game that seemingly nobody had the password to access except for me, and we'd have to rely on an airline who'd already misplaced it once to ever get it back.
This guy
was
hijacks a
truly
plane.
helpless feeling. There was
Looking
really
for the
nothing
DS
we could do
game.
here except just exercise some patience and wait. Well, almost nothing. The one thing I could do was start preparing. See,
Thanks,
even
Resub
if
Schmuck,
everything
and
went
Resub
perfectly
Pervy,
and the
Resub
airline found
Slutzy.
this bag and returned it to us, that was only half the battle. I didn't just want to own this McDonald's training cartridge.
I wanted to fuck it.
Document it. I wanted to finally give the world its first up-close look at what the McGameplay actually consisted of. See, if I was going to do this, if I was going to put in all this time, effort, energy, and money, I wanted to do it the right way. I wanted to capture the game as it was actually played by McDonald's
God, this
employees
game's
back in
journey
2010
is
running on
wild.
actual Nintendo hardware. So I started looking into solutions, and pretty quickly I realized what I wanted was a
Yeah, this could be the
3DS
next Marvel
modified
movie.
for video capture. But here's the thing. In 2020, getting your hands on a
Thanks to Tier
3DS
1
capture
Ice.
device is much easier said than done. For example, check out this MLIG video from last April.
I wish we could say
Maybe
we were
the
able to
SNES
show
box.
you
Thanks to
great
Resub
ideas
MCT.
that you can go and try for yourself right now, But the reality is that at this moment, the 3DS is in kind of a bad place.
And what they say in that video is completely true. The availability of hardware-modified 3DSs in 2020
McDonald's buys the plane.
Entirely.
Yeah, just to reclaim the DS game.
Research, I realized that there was really only one person left on Earth who could help me with this problem. And that was a console modder based out of Germany named Stefan Merki.
Stefan, let's go!
For years now, Stefan has run a shop called Merki.net where he sells capture
The
cards
president.
and hardware mods for the Nintendo 3DS.
The Prime Minister of Germany.
My research. By all accounts,
The only man I
Stefan
could turn
was
to.
one of the best and most reliable hardware modders out there, able to install a full suite of capture devices and other useful hardware modifications, and he seemed like a perfect fit for this project.
Thanks to the 5 gift subs to Weiler.
So,
Again,
excitedly, I
thank
went
you.
to Stefan's website, and he had
Really
stopped
appreciate
selling
it.
them.
We chatted a bit via email with Merki, a European distributor for both Katsukitty and Loopy kits. And he tells us that he is also getting out of the game once his existing stock is depleted.
Alright, hold on. Sorry to blue ball you real quick, but I gotta pee. We are barely over halfway? This story is nuts! What the fuck? Man, I can't believe I'm having this much fucking excitement from a McDonald's training game for the Nintendo DS. What a journey. I'll be right back. Give me just 1 second. Next to the Prime, Nick, Silver, Kyla, and the resub clan.
Business can no longer count on receiving a return on investment for additional
Prime
3DS
Philpa.
hardware.
Stefan had just posted
And
an
Seat
open letter
Sniffer.
on his website announcing that he was, sure enough,
Give some Scary
out
Crow
of the
again.
modding game, retiring
Thank
after
you.
7 long years of modding Nintendo hardware for a living. Still, I knew I had to try, so I reached out
Thanks
to
to
Stefan
Resub Ace.
personally. I pleaded with this man, the Hattori Hanzo of 3DS hardware modification, trying my hardest to persuade this master of his craft into
He
coming
said
out of
yes.
retirement for one last
And
job.
conjured the game out of
I
nothing.
explained the situation to Stefan.
Or maybe he
that I
did
was
alchemy,
painfully close
brought
to
it to
getting my
life.
hands on this ultra rare DS game, and that I needed one of his devices to share it with the world.
Thanks to resub Lemon.
And it took
and
some convincing,
BBs.
but eventually, he agreed. But there was a caveat. Stefan said he would need me to send him some American 3DS hardware to modify. So I went out and purchased a brand new 2DS XL and mailed it off to Germany.
This is so intense.
That's what I hear.
And he asked for one of my fingers as payment.
More on that later. In the meantime, I also continued to closely monitor this piece of lost luggage. Balancing all these things, the auction, the missing baggage, trying to persuade a retired German modder to make me a custom 3DS for capture, it was overwhelming trying to keep all these plates spinning at once, especially
maybe
knowing that
Taco
if
after
even
this.
one of these things fell through, the whole project would likely fall apart.
True, Neo.
Eventually, after hours of checking the luggage delivery link over and over and over, an update came in the next day.
Yeah, wait, what does it say?
Airlines baggage information delivery info.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
Address called welcome to where'smysuitcase.com.
No, that doesn't bode well.
Recently, your baggage was
It's a bad omen.
to Raleigh-Durham International Airport. You're receiving this email because we will be handling your delivery on behalf of American
Okay.
Airlines.
So
we
far,
have
so good.
We have entered your baggage claim into our system. We are working with the airline to get your baggage as fast to you as possible. If all goes according to plan, we'll get this bag by tonight at 10 p.m.
I mean, this is the closest I've ever been to this McDonald's DS. We are the trajectory.
Yeah, one of the few men.
It's on the right path.
It's in spitting distance.
More men have walked on the moon than have touched the McDonald's DS game. This is big. This is big.
Gus at the airport snuck his hand in there and decided he wanted a McDonald's Game Boy. Who can say?
So
All right.
there's your info.
Thank you.
We're also playing Monkey Ball downstairs if you
Oh, what? What the f***? Are you serious?
The baggage
Monkey ball
had
slaps.
apparently arrived at our airport and was set to be delivered to our house that night. And then, on August 4th at 10 p.m., there was a knock on the door.
Hi.
Hard to
This
explain,
is,
Scary
for
Crow.
Mark?
Thanks to resub Shalong.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you so much. You too. Oh my gosh.
It had arrived.
Here it is. Oh, this is it, right, Mark?
Very precious cargo.
Oh, baby! We're so fucking close! Let's get it! Mark, let's get some fucking hustle! Crack that bitch open!
Smuggled
Woo!
across
Let's go!
country borders.
Multiple states. It's changed hands more times than I can count between postmen. Oh my gosh.
Thanks to the 5 gift subs, Myzak. Good to see you, man. Thanks to Prime Sham and resub.
Well,
I suspect it was packed pretty safely by our friend in
give
Japan,
some soul.
right? Oh my god, is this...
There's part 1.
Yes. The sacred relics.
Wait a minute.
There's no way somebody...
Oh my god, no.
Snatch it.
Here it is.
Oh, okay, close.
You never know with TSA, dude.
Maybe like, yeah, there's a lithium-ion battery in it. And
Right.
They wouldn't let me check it through. That was the thought in my head just now. So
Yeah.
Taking it.
Getting lithium batteries through customs can be tricky. Oh
So
my
I believe
god.
what you have here is the charger.
Okay.
I think this is the actual device.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. I can hear his heart
So you haven't
pounding.
opened this part yet, right?
I haven't opened anything.
Oh,
This is a huge moment.
please. It's just a pile of dog shit or something. He got pranked.
Oh my gosh.
There's something in there. Oh, Lord.
This is so thoroughly wrapped. I'm really, and I'm grateful. It needed every bit of wrapping here.
Oh my god, there's a code on it.
Okay, hang on a second. There's something pretty interesting going on here.
Let's go. I can't wait to train to be a McDonald's employee on the DS. Please, I can't wait any longer.
You ready?
Oh,
That is beautiful.
she's a beaut.
Matte black McDonald's logo.
Actually, looks pretty good. It kind
Maybe
of
she
bangs.
would get a kick out of this, I think. It's in such good condition too. Shouts out to the
Thanks to the Prime Scrawny,
McDonald's
and the
employee.
resub Terra and
It has a cartridge.
Zandes.
Oh, buddy. That's what she's... An unassuming cartridge
There she is.
with incredibly high value
There she is.
and precious data.
Thanks to the resub promo
What is
code.
going on over here? Why is...
He got 2 copies. No way.
What is the second thing?
I can't believe it.
So this number...
We struck gold.
YouTube videos I've seen of the people who can't get past the title screen, I'm pretty sure there's a 6-digit code that's needed. Wait, there's another one?
Jackpot.
There's 2? What? 2 McDonald's DSIs here. Wow, they're both like in incredible condition.
Oh, that doesn't have the game though.
And
Damn.
matte texture is so nice.
Man, that game's
DSI
so
is a
rare, I
very
guess. Holy
beautiful
shit.
and underrated device. And then let's see what's the last piece of the puzzle here.
It's the head of the McDonald's CEO.
Yeah, Mark, I think your suspicion is correct. I think this is just a pretty standard DSI charger here. Oh my god. Wow, beautiful.
Let's pop that shit in, baby.
Thank you, Robert, for filming.
At long last, this ultra rare game and allegedly the password for it was in our hands.
Oh, the password's
This
wrong or
incredibly
something.
rare
Expired.
McDonald's branded DSI, this even rarer McDonald's Japan employee training game, and arguably the most precious part of all, the long-lost unique 6-digit password that would let us access the game for the first time in 10 years. Finally, at long last, the game was safely in our hands, and that meant that there was only one piece of the puzzle
I know,
left.
Ginjo.
And sure enough, a few days later, another package arrived, this time from Germany, containing the modded new 2DS XL. This was the final piece. This was the last ingredient necessary to share this game with the world. The only obstacle left to surmount was the language barrier. I can't read Japanese, but I know somebody who can. So I reached out to Samuel Messner again and asked him
This
to
is
be
so
down to
wild.
join me for this first ever playthrough of the McDonald's DS training game.
Just fucking guess like a real man. I can't read Japanese either, and I fucking dick in hand wandered through the dark in 98 Koshin to play that game.
Yes, good.
That's the rarest game I've ever
Big
played.
moment for me. I have not actually turned this game on yet. I've played
I didn't
0
recruit a
seconds.
translator.
As has everyone in the United States, as far as I can tell.
Oh my god, it's fancy!
Damn, I kind of wish that was
Thanks
what
to
the
resub
cartridge
Tai
looked
Tai.
like. Because it's got kind
Dog.
of a Feel the Magic XYXX vibe to it. Dude, I can't... I'm loving it! I'm loving it! I am loving it.
We're in, let's go!
FMV!
This is so exciting. I can't wait to see the gameplay. It's gonna beat Cyberpunk.
Oh my god. Dude. Happy McDonald's customers all over the world. So, this opening video was on YouTube, but I avoided watching it because I didn't want to take away from that moment, and I made the right call.
That was very special.
Wowee. All right, so we got 3 menu options here. Can you help me out with these?
I can tell you that's the
So
start
the first
game.
is password input. The second is password, like change your password. And the third one is serial code input, which is probably
I was
what we're
wrong.
going to do here.
Oh, interesting. I feel like I'm defusing a bomb here. Dude, I don't know if you caught that. It's got the ba-da-ba-ba-ba jingle. It's incredible.
Now he'll finally
So
know the secret
spiritual.
recipe. McDonald's doesn't
this
have a
has to
secret
be it,
recipe
because
for anything.
It's a 6-digit code that only takes numbers. All right, let's punch
The
this
only
in.
like
4,
exclusive ingredient at
8,
McDonald's is tears.
5. Oops, I fucked up. Is this backspace in the lower right?
Yeah, it is.
4, 8, 2. Such a distractingly beautiful song. All right, here we go.
Come
What
on!
does it say at the bottom?
Come on! Let's go!
See here.
Let me in!
The what you have entered is incorrect. Please enter the correct information.
Want to flip my desk over.
This moment, in all honesty, scared the crap out of me. My mind flooded with terrifying possibilities. Had this DS cartridge save game been wiped somehow? Had the seller sent me the wrong copy? Or, worst of all, were these photos fake? Had we been straight up scammed here?
Yeah, you did. Get your armor trimmed, nerd! Doubling money at Varrock GE,
What if
pussy.
it's the password? What if they set the password to be... 'cause
That's
it is
kind
a
of what I was
6-digit
thinking.
Password.
Try it. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I don't know why they think it'd be the serial number, to be honest.
I
think it's absolutely the password.
And here it says, please enter the 6-digit password that you yourself have decided. This is where I'm unsure whether this will actually work.
Alright, 482500.
Thanks the prime. Dumb.
I'm hoping this works.
We all are.
Yes!
We're in!
We're in.
We're in uncharted territory, man.
My god. The final frontier. McDonald's training.
Wow, we got the buns. 2 pickles that's an iconic bit of McDonald's lore. 2 patties.
Wow, this looks wild!
Oh, it's 3D!
And he gets to enjoy it all to himself, that lucky
Our
guy!
full playthrough of this game took over an hour, so I'm gonna spare you from watching all of that and just show you the highlights.
And now he's the world's best McDonald's employee candidate. He's received the sacred training.
Is this my name? Oh my god. Alright, let's
Now we just have to pretend to be excited.
the egg.
Oh, woo!
Oh, this sound design is so good. Are you hearing that?
Let's go!
Dude, the fact that it's like a sprite of a cow with a McDonald's M on it!
This is the receptory.
Hey, my name is Donald McDonald. Okay, how many pickles on a double cheeseburger?
Easy.
Oh.
Easy. We're now getting an isometric view of the whole store.
Whoa!
This game does look
my
like
God.
a banger.
Okay. It says that you can send an encouraging
He's the
message
prime Q.
to someone else in the McDonald's crew.
Dude, that is incredible.
Oh, well, thanks,
As we
Vlad.
played through this game, we just kept making discovery after fascinating discovery.
Is that Ronald McDonald's hand?
Way too much to put in this video.
Well, yeah, it makes
and
sense.
Side note, if you're one of the people crazy enough to want to watch all 73 minutes of this playthrough, you can just click the join button underneath this video and you'll get access to the entire thing.
But I'll just take your word for it that it's the best game ever made, to be honest.
It goes without saying that this was an immensely satisfying moment. Playing through this game for the first time and having a translator by my side to help out. It felt like a victory. It's a great piece of history that we've uncovered here, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with the world.
Yeah, and thank you for doing your part for video game preservation, man.
Don't share
The
it.
first
Don't
game
share it.
material in the world that actually goes into properly what the game is like. This has existed exclusively within the memory.
The ROM is linked in the description.
Like
Fuck.
decade.
Yeah. He should have kept it to
Let's be
himself.
honest, though, no one was going to document the McDonald's video game, DS game before you.
However,
Well, what happened?
about 1 week after I recorded my playthrough with Samuel, I was catching up with a friend over FaceTime, and she asked me what I'd been up to lately. So I walked her through this whole story, the long-lost game, the Bloomberg video, the auction, the French guy, Coddy Trentuit, who had a copy but couldn't get in because he didn't have the password, etc., and how I had just managed to get to it myself. And she says to me, so wait, that password, was it an employee ID number or what? So I go to Cody's video to show her the exact password screen the guy was stuck on, and I noticed something new. While showing her Cody's video, I spotted something in the description that I hadn't seen before. A new message that had been edited in since the last time I watched it, in French, in all capital letters, identifant-tu-vie. And beneath that...
What does that mean?
Logins found with a YouTube link.
Oh.
Click the link.
Get fucked, idiot! You got beaten!
And it took me to a live stream archive broadcast on YouTube with 131 views.
Cody slapped that ass!
Where Cody enters a password.
Cody gets the last laugh, my man! How embarrassing!
It actually works. He gets in, plays through the entire game, just like me and Samuel did.
Undead.
And here's the really devastating
Good luck,
part.
lad.
Cody's playthrough had been streamed live to YouTube on August 30th, 2020. My playthrough with Samuel, that was on September 18th.
Oh!
Barely 2 weeks later.
Ew!
He'd been beaten.
You copied Cody! Fraud! Riding on Cody's coattails.
I gotta be honest with you here, this was a little bit heartbreaking. To have come this far and put in all this effort, I was kicking myself. If I had just moved a little faster, procrastinated a little less, I could have been the actual first one to document this game. At the same time, though,
Cody had the game for 10 years.
I'm
Yeah.
also mystified by the fact that he'd somehow gotten the password for his cartridge.
Yeah, I wonder how.
We all know how I got the password for my version.
He probably held a McDonald's employee
How the hell did
hostage.
Cody get his?
Chained him to the basement
Well,
post.
strap in, because
What is the code?
journey to get his cartridge's password is even crazier than my own.
What? This is so fucking
Over
wild.
on that obscure gamers forum thread from the beginning of this video, Cody tells the full story. In short, he was able, through a friend, to meet in person with the IT director of McDonald's in his country, presumably McDonald's France. Upon seeing the McDonald's, this IT guy freaked
talked to
out,
Ronald
said,
himself?
"Don't move," and then brought it to the desk of none other than the CEO. Truly the Scott, president of Domino's Pizza, of this particular story. It turns out the CEO's wife is Japanese, and she herself had actually worked at McDonald's Japan corporate. Meaning
Cody's
she knew
the
exactly
man.
who to contact about Cody's problem. Weeks later, Cody found himself on an email chain with employees from McDonald's Europe, McDonald's UK,
And now Cody owns
Australia,
McDonald's.
and of course,
Cody's the new McDonald's CEO.
This email chain, according to Cody, was loaded with information, including scans of PDFs of the game's manual, but unfortunately, they weren't able to give him a password as the individual passwords were set by individual McDonald's store management. Now, a lot of people would have given up there, but
They made him a
Cody.
custom one.
He kept going. And the actual explanation of what Cody did next is pretty technical and honestly way above my
Thanks
head.
to Resub Arston.
But at this point,
And not
Cody
yet, Hawk.
actually dove into the code itself. He took apart the game's ROM and comparing the McDonald's training cartridge's save data with other DS games and began to find similarities.
What?
Then, incredibly,
What?
Cody made a huge discovery. He stumbled across a string of code in the game that contained translations of the 2-character hex code.
This
for
guy's
every
nuts.
Single letter and number in the
This
password.
guy's fucking nuts!
From there, he kept hunting and then found the entry in the code for crew members. And at that point, he had everything he needed.
This guy probably dedicated every day for 10 years for this moment.
1038.
10 years he had this and finally got it.
00000. He was in. I could not stop smiling when I first read Cody's story. This guy had jumped through about 1 billion hoops and roadblocks to solve a very inconsequential mystery, and to me that made me feel like he and I are kindred spirits in a way. But also, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little heartbroken that Cody had ultimately beaten me to the punch. But the irony wasn't lost on me either. This entire time,
Cody earned it!
Knowing it, Cody and I had been racing in parallel, neck and neck to the same finish line. And unfortunately for me, Cody had beaten me fair and square by just a couple of days.
This is a wild adventure.
Still, I was determined to make
Holy
this adventure worth
shit. Thanks for the resub, Joey. Hey.
I had come too
Good to
far
see you, Joey.
just
Hope you're doing
throw all
well.
this away because someone else
Thanks
had
for
beat
resub,
me to putting
Potato.
this on YouTube. And after thinking about it for a while, I think I figured out what I can do. See, as of today, the only two people we know for sure have access to this game are Cody and myself. And as cool as that scarcity is, I think I want this game to be something that everybody can enjoy. And Cody's made it.
No one's gonna play this game. I'll tell you right now. No one wants to be trained as a McDonald's employee by a DS game.
And reading tons and tons of forum threads about it, one thing I feel pretty confident about is that people really want to see this game preserved, both just to check the game out for themselves and also out of principle. So, one last time, I reached out to Samuel about my idea,
Exit
and
Tier 1
Samuel put me
Nightmare
in touch with
with
a
Prime
game
Pharmacist.
preservationist named Scyther.
There's speedruns to make fries. Fuck yeah.
Scyther walked me through the process of using some software called God Mode 9 on my 3DS.
Yeah, it's wild,
to dump
Ginjo.
the game cartridge itself in its entirety.
That sounds so dangerous. It could have just erased all of your shit.
The game cartridge itself and, crucially, my save file, since the game requires a password. And after jumping through a few hoops, we were successful.
We're all dumpers now, baby.
So, I'm happy to announce that if you or
This is
anyone
so
else watching
good.
this video wants to play this long-lost Japanese McDonald's training game for yourself, I've created a page on archive.org where I've uploaded the ROM and my save file and some basic instructions, and you can download it and start playing with it today. Have fun.
Holy shit.
It's only recently, now that this whole thing is over, that I've been able to reflect on just how bizarre and uniquely international this journey was. The quest to get my hands on this game involved a German 3DS hacker, a pseudonymous French rival, a game archivist from the Czech Republic, international smuggling, and, for the second time in my life, the Japanese arm of an American fast food company. I still don't really understand why this keeps happening, why I seem fated to pursue these trivial stories about companies like Domino's Japan or McDonald's Japan. And though I don't know how things turned out this way, there's one thing I know for sure. I'm loving it.
That's actually a great conclusion. That's a good conclusion. Fuck it, let it ride. Real cheesy. That's how it should have
Before we
ended.
wrap up, I have 3 really quick notes. First and foremost, I'd like to extend a huge thank you once again to Bai for sponsoring this video and for helping preserve this weird little piece of internet history. There's a link in the description of this video that gives you a free 2000
sponsor slot. Great video.
It's a great service.
Really fucking good. Cody is the MC. He was the main character. So this guy has a platform, obviously. He's a big YouTuber. He's got a big online presence. Cody did that for the love of the fucking sport. For the thrill of the hunt. You don't see Cody with a fucking 5 million view YouTube video about it. My man Cody in the fucking streets out there, climbing in sewers, infiltrating the McDonald's in HQ to get the sacred codes and then hacking into the game itself, cross-referencing shit. Like, Cody is the king here. Fuck, that was good. Thanks for the raid, Martin. You just missed a wild ride. A fucking wild ride. Make sure to smash that like button and thumbs up, ring the bell, tell your mom I said hi. yeah, that's about it. See ya.